guys? This is Kyle coming back to you from the Horror File. Today I'm doing a new series, if you guys haven't been able to tell from the description already. This series is going to be called the Video Nasties series. If you guys aren't familiar with Video Nasties, they're basically a list of 72 titles that were banned when they first came out, or banned from being released in certain areas when they first came out, for being controversial, having too much explicit violence and explicit things going on in the actual movie. So I thought I'd do a little series on some of these movies. I've seen a lot of these movies already, but I thought I'd do a little series revolving around some of these movies, letting you guys know kind of what I think. The first movie I'm actually doing in this series is House at the Edge of the Park. It is a Ruggero Deodato movie, the same guy that directed Jungle Holocaust, Cannibal Holocaust, and some of the more popular disturbing flicks in the 80s. This movie, I believe, came out in 1980. It could have been a little bit after 1980, maybe 1985. I can't remember exactly what I saw, but basically what it revolves around is these two kind of con men, kind of serial killer rapists, I guess you can call them. The movie starts out with a really disturbing kind of scene where this guy's like chasing this girl in this car, and he cuts her off at an intersection, just jumps out of his car, jumps in her car, and just rapes her. Like, puts her in the back seat and just rapes her. And that's the beginning of the movie. That's like the start of the movie within the first 5 minutes. Fast forward a little bit. These guys apparently work in this garage fixing cars, and this young guy and his, you think it's his girlfriend, but you kind of think otherwise at some points, pull up in the garage. They're having some issues. They're trying to get to a party, and Alex, which is the main guy, the guy that raped the girl in the first scene, he's there, and they work on cars and stuff, and he's needing his car fixed. The other guy and his girl are needing his car fixed so they can get to a party. Well, Alex and his friend, I can't remember his friend's name, they're the two bad guys, they're like, we're trying to go out and boogie or party, and they have they're all done up, they're about to leave. They're like, we can't do this right now, this is going to take 4 hours, we can't do this, but, hey, it is kind of late, we can't really go out, is there any way we can go to your party with you? So he asks to go to the party with the two people that have issues with their car, and they go to this party, it's basically this house, and there's like 3 or 4 other girls and a couple of guys there, and they're ready to party or have some fun. Well, pretty much within the first 10-15 minutes that they get to this house, everything's cool. They're hanging out, they're talking to these people, and they're like, everything's pretty neat. And you don't really think anything of the two, of Alex and the other guy. You don't think they don't really suspect anything. And all of a sudden, within the first 15 minutes of them being in the house, they start like threatening and kind of torturing and mentally having problems with these people. They're kind of like torturing them mentally, and they're threatening. Alex is threatening them with a razor blade, with a straight razor, to cut their throat. And he's having the girls strip, and he's like touching on them, and very awkward, very odd, very awkward scenes. You kind of get backstory a little bit with this. You don't get much backstory, but you get a little bit. I mean, you kind of see where Alex was coming from before they went to the house. You kind of understand that he's this bad guy, he's this rapist. His friend is kind of in on it too. He's kind of weird, but his friend is very standoffish. Like, he doesn't really want to do it, but you kind of look like he's being forced by Alex to do this. He starts beating up on some of the guys there. Like, he breaks one of the guys' nose. And a lot of the women are trying to get away at this point. So it's kind of like a home invasion flick, it could be considered. It's very, very disturbing in some of the aspects. You see Alex, and the weird thing I found about it is these girls are like wanting to have sex with these guys, like the guys that are like taking over the house. So I find that kind of odd. There's a lot of weird dialogue in this movie, a lot of weird dubbing in this movie. This movie's actually, it's American, it's, it's English, but it's dubbed over with the audio. So the audio is kind of, I don't know how you would say it. It's dubbed over. There's a scene where Alex is talking, and after he's done talking, the audio plays. And that had nothing to do with the version I have, because the rest of the movie was fine. So it's kind of poorly dubbed. It's very cheesy. It's an exploitation movie, very cheesy. A lot of blood and gore, a lot of rape. It's very, very violent for what it is. There's a lot of sex scenes in this movie. It's made in the 80s, so you see a lot of bush, which is kind of gross. A lot of sex scenes, but pretty much the whole movie is these two guys are pretty much torturing these people. The people are trying to, they don't really try to fight back, which is kind of another thing I found odd. And the only thing Alex has is this straight razor, and the other guy has like a broken bottle. I mean, if it was me, I would have probably, found a chair and just beat one of them over the head with it. But there's really, there's another odd scene I found where one of the girls gets away, and the guy with the broken bottle, Alex's friend, chases her, and then he catches her, and he's like, I don't want to hurt you. And then they just have sex. Like, they're in this garden, and they just have sex, and that's it. I thought she was going to, like, kill him when they were having sex, but no, it doesn't happen. I give this movie a 7 out of 10, a solid 7 out of 10. It kept me going. Like, I really was interested in seeing it. I really wanted to finish it, which I did. I was just really, really interested in this movie. Ruggero Deodato did a good, he was very good at directing this movie. I thought it was a very well-directed movie. Very cheesy lines. The acting was really, really cheesy. Best part about this movie is the ending has a huge twist that I did not expect. I was really, really, like, up to the end, I was like, this movie's going to end so shitty. And then there's a twist at the end, it makes you think, you're like, oh, that's crazy. And, like, definitely check it out. I highly recommend checking it out. It's considered, like I said, one of the video nasties, and directed by a Cannibal Holocaust director. So there you go. That's another reason to watch it. Solid 7 out of 10. Let me know what you think about this review. Let me know, what you think about this whole series that I'm planning on doing. I really am excited to do this. I actually have a special guest that's going to be reviewing one of these video nasties with me coming up. So stay tuned for that as well. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, let me know what you think. Till next time, peace.